Welcome to Saddle Up Live, a transformative podcast tailored for women aged 40 and beyond, where courage, God's grace, and a touch of sass are the driving forces behind conquering life's challenges. Join me, Lesa Koski, as I take you on a captivating ride through the multifaceted aspects of womanhood in this vibrant stage of life, covering everything from my journey through breast cancer, the intricacies of marriage, and the joys of motherhood, to the exciting adventures of grandparenting. Together, we will uncover actionable strategies for personal and professional development, providing you with the tools and inspiration needed to blaze new trails and seize every opportunity that comes your way, no matter what your age or stage. Welcome, listeners. I'm thankful that you're here for series number 2 in my talk about the pillars of resilience. I have 5 of them. Last week, I went through 3: faith, community, nutrition. I'm going to go through rejuvenation and rest. We're going to talk a little bit about breath work and physically what I did to thrive better through a really hard time. So if you want to hear more and you didn't hear last week, go back to Tuesday's episode and listen to how my faith, my community, how I eat all helped me to feel better through cancer treatment. Now today, talking about physically what I did, and I'm talking about rest. And rest is the one that I'm not great at. I mean, sometimes I can lay on the couch for a while, but it's the stress in my life is the one thing that I really needed to work on. So to begin, what I started doing different that has helped me, and we all know that we need to lift weights. And I knew that before I got my diagnosis, and I just knew that with aging, weightlifting is so important. But I don't know if I knew how important, and I didn't know if I realized how much better it would make me feel. And the thing about weightlifting was even in like the darkest days when I tolerated things pretty well, but maybe was feeling a little bit tired, I would go down in my basement and I would just have a certain amount of weights. And I had a program that I did. And in my mind, I was like, I'm going to come out of this stronger than I went into this. And that was hard because I started with soup cans. After you have surgery, you can't jump into lifting the heavy weights that you were before. So I started with soup cans and I took my time and have never done that. Whenever I've done weightlifting, I have like just rifled through as fast as I could and made it a cardio workout too. And I don't think that's all bad, but there is something really beautiful about taking your time. I'd put on an episode of Heartland, which I love. I would watch it and I would lift and I would feel my muscles. I would really concentrate on what I was doing. And I will add, I did have a physical therapist that came up with my strength training plan. But I know that in the past, I've had my son do it. Just having someone with a little bit of knowledge put something together for you. And I became dedicated to doing a full body lift at least 2 times a week. I really do try to do 3 times a week. I am telling you, I think it helps. It does. It's supposed to help speed up your metabolism. Your muscles are like your biggest organ, and we really want them to be healthy. So everything that you can do to build those is going to make you feel better and healthier and stronger. So that has been a change. And I always kind of wanted to do it, but never really dedicated myself. I don't know if many of you were like this, but back in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s, I was all about the cardio and not anything to do with weightlifting. I just thought burn, 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 just so different now. I do like to go on short little runs 1 or 2 times a week because I know it's really good for my bone density, which is very important to me. But I go on way more walks than I ever have just to keep that body moving. And then the weightlifting, I am dedicated to it. And I still will speed through it sometimes. Most of the time, I take my time to enjoy it. And I never really have. But if you take your time and feel your muscles moving, you actually can enjoy the workout. And even, it's strenuous, but it's different. It's slower paced, and I've started to really enjoy that. So that's another thing I did. So I'm just giving you this information because if you're going through a hard time, maybe add in lifting weights. And you don't have to do it for an hour or 45 minutes. Even if you just do something for 10 minutes a day, it's going to be a positive impact and change. We don't have to make big changes overnight. I made the decision to make huge whopper changes all at once because of my life circumstances. It doesn't have to be that way for everyone. And I have learned now how to move slower, but we all know it's a fact. It's key. It's healthy. It's great. You're not going to get fat lifting weights. I think I used to worry about that a little bit, but I do this amazing body pump class in a little town in Wisconsin. And there are women that are older, a little bit older than I am, and they look amazing and they are so inspiring. In this small little town, I'm finding my inspiration. And so I've really enjoyed it. I think it's called a body pump class. But so that is one thing where I'm actually getting my community fix and I'm getting my weightlifting. It's a game changer. It makes me happy. It makes me feel good. So that is the fourth pillar of my resilience. And the fifth is the one that I'm still working on. And that is the rest and the reducing the stress. And what I am starting to figure out is as I am learning how to have a little bit more fun, it relieves my stress a bit. I still fall prey to wanting to be perfect, wanting to do it absolutely, just right. If I can let go of that, and right now it's kind of seeing that it's happening and trying to let it go, that's helping me. Also, the breath, I want to share the breath work that I learned. And I learned this from that functional assessment nurse practitioner who's going to be on this podcast. But she told me, and this was so easy for me to do, and it has helped me sleep better and my stress levels during the day are lower. When I wake up in the morning, almost every morning, I try to remember to do this. I breathe in through my nose for the count of 5. It doesn't have to be exactly 5, but in through my nose for 5. I hold it for 6. I breathe out with pursed lips for 10 seconds. And then I hold for 4 seconds. And I do that over and over again for 5 minutes. I do it at night. I do it in the morning. And you can be reading a book or listening to a podcast while you're doing this. It has made a huge difference. Now, I am going to do a podcast about breath work where I get a little bit more because there has been more core breathing that I've learned about that also seems to be reducing my stress. But it is such an important piece, and it is the piece that I missed. I'm telling you, I don't know why we won't give ourselves a break. And like, even if you're feeling stressed during the day, I would never have given myself hey, let's just stop a minute and take some deep breaths. And you usually know when you're feeling it, but sometimes I don't. I totally recommend those. In fact, I am going to, when I do that breathing episode, I'm going to try to get Aura on there so that you can get in there and get a ring if you want, because they're amazing. They help you learn about your sleep patterns and you're stressed during the day. I wouldn't know that I was stressed if I wasn't able to see the results and to see the data. And that is something that's so important. Some of the data is how you feel, but there are other factors as well, has been key. I think probably the most important thing that I've learned is to have fun. And I mean, what a great thing to be able to finally stop feeling like I'm spinning wheels, achieve, 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 and just slow down and go, oh, let's have a little fun. Let's have fun with weightlifting. Let's have fun with horses. Let's have fun with quick little jogs and with friends. And so those are the last two. This was so quick and easy, just a quick little 10-minute hitter. But I wanted to make sure that I got all those pillars, those 5 pillars that help me through a really, really hard time. And I know that I'm going to keep doing it. And I know it can help you through a really hard time. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for tuning in to another empowering episode of Saddle Up Live. As we conclude this exhilarating journey together, don't forget to subscribe, share your thoughts, and become a valued member of our vibrant community. Because, as always, every woman deserves to thrive, flourish, and live her best life. Until the next time, saddle up and keep conquering those trails.